Infected is coming back soon with Season 2 Reloaded, and what better way to get ready for the mod than cross-map lineups. In this video you'll see 64 cross-map lineups spread through 25 maps. I did skip maps I knew weren't in the mod, and this video is going to focus on corner-to-corner cross-map. I plan on doing another video about closer or crazier type of lineups. I have some ideas already, but the fact that I cannot ping the tomahawks, at least right now, hinders me a lot as I have to run back and forth every time I try a lineup or I try a shot. So basically I waste a lot of time and it's hard for me to know where the tomahawk lands. So yeah, it would be nice if you would like the video because of all the time I wasted for all of that. But yeah, let's now check the lineups. For the first spot on our first map, you need to go inside that corner and line the center of your tomahawk crosshair with the bottom of the light fixture thing and above the green pulley thing. For the second spot, you have to line yourself with the lighter red part, and following the black line on the ground, just look straight up and line the center of your tomahawk a bit above the tip of the crane. For the third spot, make sure you are really stuck in that corner. And once you are, follow that vertical line up until you see the horizontal cut in the grey cloud. Firstly, line the center of your tomahawk with that, but aim slightly up so the little black dot on the bottom of your crosshair lines up with the line. For the fourth spot, just put your back on the railing and line the bottom of your crosshair with that cloud and sort of line your crosshair with the left side of the beam. For the last spot of this map, go inside that corner and line yourself vertically with the inside pipe of this room while lining the top of your crosshair with the top of the cloud on the right. For this first Clifftown spot, climb on top of this trash and line the center of your crosshair with the lower part of the cloud and line the bottom of it with the higher cloud on the left. Walk forward, jump and throw. This second spot is more of a bonus one. Go in this corner, line yourself up with this barrel. You should aim in between those two banners and line the bottom of your crosshair with the top right of the cloud. For the third spot, go in this corner and put your crosshair in between the ad for Le Marché and the clock tower, while the center of your crosshair is at the top of the ad. For the fourth spot, go to your local trickshotter favorite spot, line yourself vertically with the right side of the door and put the middle of your crosshair in the middle of the cloud that's sticking out. And for the final spot of this map, go in this corner, line yourself up in between the two houses, and there's a very hard to see cloud, line the center of your crosshair with it. For the first Colossus spot, you need to go inside this corner, and when looking up, line the center of your tomahawk crosshair with the corner of the building while looking a bit more left. It's not a precise angle, so it can go even more left as you can see. There's not really any opportunities for the other side of the map as there's a big building blocking the way. But for a second spot, you can line yourself in this corner, and it's almost the same as the first spot, mirrored, but this time, when looking at the corner of the building, aim a bit lower. You can use the corner of the wall to line yourself vertically. For this first Cortex spot, go on top of this box on the edge, and line the bottom of your crosshair with the tip of the tree or like the foliage while looking straight or like just next to the hatch doors. For the second spot, you have to line yourself just the way I do. And when looking up, line the top of your tomahawk crosshair with that sort of like dent in the wall, while the center of your tomahawk is in that bush thing. For the first 10 spot, go on top of those boxes in between of them and line the bottom of your tomahawk with the tip of this branch. For this second spot, go on top of this couch and line the bottom of your crosshair with the lowest part of the cloud. Okay, so quick pause. I did like a sort of like a running jump shot there, but to be a bit more efficient when trying to find the spots, I used an overclock that allowed me to shoot my tomahawk faster. Thing is that I don't know if it's going to be an infected, and it does make the spot unreliable because it's not the same timing, so I don't really know if this one is going to work or not. The next map, so exposure, have the same issue where I will do like some running jump to be able to reach the other corner of the map with the lineups I was using, so you might want to run a bit longer, but after doing this map I did realize that it will be an issue, so I did stop the running jumps. For the first exposure spot, go on the left side of this pillar and line the center of your tomahawk with this other pillar while vertically lining yourself up with those electric stuff. Then all you have to do is run, jump and throw your tomahawk. The spot is very wide though, so you can aim between the electrical thing and the pillar horizontally to still land there. For a second spot, you can also line yourself to this pillar, but because you have things blocking your way, you need to move a bit more left. And same as earlier, line the middle of your crosshair with the tip of the pole while looking straight. As you'll see in the next clip, the tomahawk can even bounce and land behind there. For this first express spot, go on top of this bin and line yourself with the left side of the window. Then line the top of the crosshair with the top of the cloud you can see. The second spot is basically the same thing but mirrored. So go on this bin, same as the previous spot, line yourself with the right side of the window this time, but this time line the bottom of your crosshair with the top of the cloud. You can't really do a far corner to corner, as every tomahawk will always land on top of the roof. For this first fade spot, parkour your way on top of this branch, and when done, line the bottom of your tomahawk with that little cloud while looking slightly left of this building. Then walk forward, jump and throw your tomahawk. For the second spot, go on top of this barrier on the edge. Look slightly left to the handle of the machete and line the bottom of your tomahawk to the top of the same cloud. Walk forward, jump and throw. For this spot, go on top of this box. Look in between the palm tree and the chapel and line the middle of your crosshair with the top of the cross. For this last spot, go in front of this pole and line the middle of your crosshair just slightly below the top right of the floating tile. For the first hijack spot, line yourself with the line that the end of the counter does and aim in between the line that the railing does and the umbrella, and then put the center of your crosshair just above the line in between the two clouds. Walk forward, jump and throw. For the other side of the map, jump on top of the boats, look up following this line and line up the bottom of your crosshair with the top of the antenna. And again, walk forward, jump and throw. Homestead now. For this first spot, jump on top of those barrels and line the bottom of your crosshair with the parabole, while making sure you look at the middle of it. For this second spot, climb on top of this rock, line yourself with the right side of the cabin, and aim in the middle of the Aurora Borealis. For the second spot, put yourself in the back right corner of this truck. Use this tree to line yourself up and line the bottom of your tomahawk with the tip of the pole. For this first imprint spot, go on top of those containers, make sure you are on the far left. Look up, aim the center of your tomahawk with the tail fin of the jet, walk forward, jump and throw. Sadly, there's a big building blocking the way, so we have to do a diagonal shot. Go on this spot under the door, vertically line yourself with the grey wall further back, while lining the bottom of your tomahawk with the red light. The best spot vertically will be the corner, so like the black part of the wall, but you can do a bit of left or right. For this last spot, climb on top of the railing and put yourself in the corner. And line your crosshair on the left side of the cloud. And once again, walk forward, jump and throw. Time for meltdown and up the barrels we go again. Line yourself the same way I do. Then follow the line up the building and line the bottom of your tomahawk with the red light again. Walk forward, jump and throw. The second spot is on the same spot but more in the corner of the railing. Once you're lined up like I am, follow this lineup and use the same red light and once again do a walk forward, jump throw. For the other side of the map, go on top of this truck, roughly in the middle. Look up, aim in between the K and the A, and line the middle of your crosshair with the lamppost. Walk again and throw. For Nuketown, go in this corner, use that line vertically and line the middle of your crosshair with the sun, and do a regular throw. Second spot, use the same location but on the right side. Line yourself with the right side of the windows and the bottom of your crosshair with the right side of the lamppost. For red, go on the top left of this vent, while lining the center of your crosshair with the line on the wall. For Retrieval, go on top of this rock, roughly in the middle of it, and aim the center of your crosshair with that gap, walk forward and do a jump throw. For the second spot, go on the edge of this rock, line the bottom of your tomahawk with the top of the tree, and once again walk forward and do a jump throw. For sec or sake, I'm not sure, sorry, and aim the center of your crosshair with the bamboo, aim a bit more right and do a walk throw. For the second spot, go on top of the railing at the back, line yourself with this line on the house, and I don't know if you can see, but there's like a grey cloud. Try to aim in the center of it, and you can either do a regular throw or like a walking throw that will make it go to the edge. For this last spot, use the same railing as earlier, but this time use the right side of this window to look up vertically, while still using the same grey cloud from earlier. For Scar, go on top of this fence on the edge and aim vertically on the right side of this cement bag, in between the bag and the sort of like parabole at the back, and then line the center of your crosshair with the third gutter holder, I'd say that is, and do a walking jump throw. Second lineup is on the same spot but at the far back this time. Line the bottom of your tomahawk with the tip of the building while looking straight forward. You can use the fence itself to line yourself up. For the last Scar spot, go on top of this box, use the motel sign vertically and aim in the middle of that faint cloud. For Slums, go on top of this wall on the left side, line yourself with the antenna at the very far back and the middle of your crosshair on the center of the cloud. For the second spot, go on this container at the back, line yourself with the left side of the third window and line the bottom of the tomahawk with the edge of the roof. For this standoff spot, go on the right corner of the truck on the very edge, line yourself with the left side of the burning building and the bottom of your crosshair with that line of cloud. For the second spot, go on this back right corner of this truck, line yourself vertically with the left side of the roof, while the top of your crosshair is lined up with the tip of it. For the forge, stand in this patch of grass, use the center of the right side of this building, while the bottom of your crosshair is lined up with the top of the clouds. For the second spot, jump on top of this railing, use the sticking out panel to line yourself vertically, and line the bottom of your crosshair where the white cloud ends. For the first two Torment spots, I'm going to assume people are going to camp on this part of the map. So the first way to reach that is go in this corner, line the top right of your crosshair with the bottom right of the container, and line the center of it to the tip of the grey cloud. For the other side of the map, go in this corner, vertically line yourself with the right side of the container in front of you, and make the top left of your crosshair touch the cables. For the third spot, jump on the right back corner of this container, vertically line yourself relatively on the right side of the rock in front of you, while the bottom of your tomahawk is lined up with the tip of the pole. And for the other side, jump on this platform, stay on the edge, look forward and make sure the top of your crosshair is in between the branch and the container. Torque is a very straightforward map, but if you want some spot, go anywhere on the edge of this road and line the top of your crosshair with this rock. You can aim relatively forward, left or right, it should be fine. And for the other side of the map, basically do the exact same, but this time aim at this rock I'm showing you. For this first Toshin spot, go on this corner, aim in between the line of the wall and the far building, while the center of your tomahawk lines up with the building on the left. For the second spot, go next to this palette, aim in between the add and the thing on the wall, while the center of your crosshair lines up with the long panel on the right. And for the last spot, go on top of this car and vertically line yourself up with that black part of the building while putting the center of your crosshair in that blue part in the clouds. Walk forward, do a wall jump and then throw. For this first Utopia spot, go on this pipe and line yourself on the right corner, aim in between the tower and the roof, and line the center of your tomahawk with the line on the roof close to you. Walk forward and do a jump throw. For the second spot, climb in the back of the robot and line the tomahawk with the left side of the foliage while being in between the two branches. And finally, for Yakei, I think that's how you say it, climb on the back right corner of this box, line the bottom of your crosshair with that round thing while being slightly left to the top of the far building. And for the last spot of this video, put yourself behind that skylight, I think it's called, and vertically line your crosshair relatively on the left side of that circle add thing on the back, while the bottom of your crosshair lines up with the top of the grey cloud you can see on the left. But yeah, that's all for the 50 something corner to corner cross map. Again, I'm planning on dropping more videos for like either tomahawk lineups or like infected in general. So yeah, if you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching the video and I'll see you guys in the next one.